Here's the second step. The 9 principles can't stand by their own. Now, somebody called me and asked me, Glenn, where did you get the 9 principles? They really came from me of just digesting the Founding Fathers. I went to religious texts. I went to different faiths to look at what their theology taught. I read the words of the Founding Fathers, the 5,000-year leap, the Boy Scout handbook. I took all of this stuff, and then I just sat with it for a while. And I came up with the 9 principles. But I also came up with values. Because if the point is we the people, if that's how this whole system was designed, and if the ship is going down and it's not the ship, it's the people, if you really truly believe in the people, well then power to the people works both ways. The people also are responsible for the downfall. The people, not just the Fed, not just those greedy Wall Streeters, not just the heads of banks, not just the people in Congress, but each of us. To varying degrees, each of us. Believe me, I don't know if you've been a long-term listener of this program, but hopefully you've heard a change in my voice in the last 6 months and the last year and the last 2 years, and anybody who's been listening since I started doing talk radio in 2000. There's a difference in my voice. Hopefully, a little bit more responsible. I still am a stupid, self-educated guy from time to time. I still say stupid things that I regret. I still say things in comedy that people take out of context. But I am not the guy who says the donkeys are bad and the elephants are good. I will say, here's a good donkey, here's a good elephant, here's a bad elephant, here's a bad donkey. More importantly, it's not about the individuals, it's about the direction that they're taking us. And the direction that we set for ourselves. And we can correct all of these problems if we have the 9 principles and then the 12 values. So here are the 12 values. And we'll go over these a little bit at a time, but the 12 values are honesty. The problem is we don't have any trust for one another anymore. Bernie Madoff, the banks, the politics, there's no honesty. We must mean what we say and say what we mean. As individuals, never let anyone make a vow today. You will never let anyone doubt your word. Believe me, it is going to take you a very long time to change that. I have been trying since 1996, and people still doubt my word from time to time if they don't know me. That's okay. I understand that. Mean what you say and say what you mean. Reverence. Reverence. Why reverence? The lack of reverence causes a brashness, a coarseness, a noise in our society. Reverence has us, a lack of reverence has us watching the cakes in the circuses. There's no time. Quick! Reverence to me means quiet, reflective, be still, listen, ponder. In our society, we have not given any time to something that's extraordinarily important. Reverence, silence, ponder, hope. A lot of people say that I don't have a lot of hope. I do. The opposite of hope is death, destruction, despair. But hope is just a belief in the potential, just the belief in America's promise. But you have to know what that promise is. You have to know what America is. That goes back to the 9 values, or the 9 principles. Get the 9 principles. You know who you are. You know what America is. That's where your hope comes from. There'll be a brighter tomorrow. It's what helps a single mom get up every day. Hope. Thrift. We've become a disposable society. Everything. How many times do your kids just have a toy and drop it? How many times have your kids said this to you? My kids have. Oh, well, I broke it. We'll get another one. I started saying about a year ago, no, we won't. we'll fix it. And if it can't be fixed, then we don't have another one. What? That if we just understood thrift and life isn't disposable, how would we change our policies on life? How would we change our policies on the earth? These are things that we could all agree on. Nobody wants the earth to die. Nobody wants the earth to be 1,000 degrees. Nobody wants that. Just thrift. Just understand that nothing is disposable. From people to things to the planet to the individual. Humility. Opposite is an empire building. Empire builder. We're the empire. We're America. Humility. It's the opposite of what we've learned from Wall Street. It's the opposite of what we have from Paris Hilton and the Prada purses, Barney Frank and Chris Dodd. A humble society doesn't have a Prada purse with a little dog. They never say, well, we know better. If we're humble, we can find the real, true us, flaws and all. We're willing to look at the us. Charity. I think the opposite of charity is socialism. It's greed. But we've tried to force charity down. Charity is not socialism, and socialism is not charity. Charity is about us as individuals. We care. We want to change our heart. Government's not charity. Charity's not patriotic. Pure charity is to be godlike. We lose our focus on ourselves and worry about others. Sincerity. Just live what you believe. Obama wants us to be more charitable. Joe Biden wants us to be more charitable. Joe Biden's never paid more than 0.8% of his income to charity. Obama just started to do it when he was running for president. And he's giving, 7% of his salary? Good for him. Now, when nobody's watching Barack Obama, when you're long past the time that you were president, will you still be giving? I'll say yes. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that, yes, you'll still be giving. But that's what sincerity really, truly is all about. Be sincere. Live what you believe. The next one is moderation. Moderation. Moderation in everything is good. By the way, a lot of these came from George Washington and Benjamin Franklin. These are the things they looked at. This list, like this, they looked at every single day. Moderation. Benjamin Franklin said, I'm not going to eat too much and I'm not going to drink too much. But really, it's bigger than that. It's moderating our passions. Just moderate your passions. It's okay to do a little of everything. I'm an alcoholic. I can't do a little of things. So I don't do any of them. But moderate your passions. It's good to prepare for things. It would be bad for you to be living in a fallout shelter right now. But prepare. You do little things. You just stay aware. Moderation. Hard work. I think we are being led right into a place where, where the work ethic in America really changed was with the New Deal. Historians will tell you now that was a pivot point in America. People worked hard. Well, you know what? If you're dependent, the opposite of hard work is dependence. If you are dependent, you'll eventually be a slave. You lower your self-esteem. You limit your growth. But if you have hard work, you are growing. You're independent. You have self-worth. You know your own capabilities. You're honest about yourself, on your limitations. You have long-term thinking. When you're working hard, you're working towards something. That gives you hope.